This is a special podcast presentation from 700WLW.com. This is Darryl Parks On Demand.
Beautiful Saturday here in the tri-state area. Good day to get out there and cut the lawn. Got some rain coming tomorrow, but today it looks dry for once. Man, what a wet April we've had. About 6 after 10, I'm Darryl Parks. Remember, coming up on Tuesday, which is the 3rd of May, it is Election Day. A lot of school districts don't want you to remember that Tuesday is Election Day. Whether it's in Norwood, whether it's in West Claremont, or we have focused laser-like on Lebanon on this program. Tax killer. This program's the tax killer. Do not vote for a school levy. If you vote for a school levy, you're stupid. One of the rules of the program. It's one of the immutable laws of this show as we broadcast from the bunker upon these sacred airwaves each and every Saturday. If you vote for a school levy, you're stupid. The way schools are funded in this state must be reformed. Period. End of story. And the only way it's going to be done is by forcing change. And forcing change within the districts to not live and operate above their means, and also force change from Broad and High in Columbus. If you vote for that school levy, you are stupid. We were talking about gas prices and also the margins, since people are outraged with the ExxonMobil earnings of the first quarter of 2011. And ExxonMobil's margins are 9.3%. That's it. 9.3%. So if you go out and you buy any type of beverage or tobacco products, you know what the margins are? 22%. For drug manufacturing, the margins, 20%. Any type of computer equipment you buy, 17%. Any type of chemical that is manufactured, the margin is 15%. And if you just went over to H.H. Greg's, and this is an H.H. Greg's profit, but if you went over there and you bought yourself a brand new refrigerator, and you bought a Maytag, you bought a Whirlpool, you bought one of those LG refrigerators, the manufacturer's margin on a home appliance, 11%. Brandy has the news next. It's 28 after 10. I'm Darryl Parks, 700 WL. 25 in front of 11. I'm Darryl Parks, 700 WLW, 513-749-7000. Got gas prices. We got casinos. We got Kate and Pippa. In fact, if you go to my Facebook page, facebook.com, guys, who'd you rather, Kate or Pippa? The Queen thought of you. The wedding planners thought of you yesterday, guys. Sure, weddings are normally for women, for the female types. They were thinking of the guys, trying to get some viewership. As Pippa walked into the Abbey, holding the train. Oh my! Follow along on the show on Facebook, facebook.com. Become my friend, Darryl Parks, DarrylParks. $700,000. You have that laying around in your house, maybe a drawer. 700 G's? No? Oh, well, that's the assumption. $700,000. That's how much Americans owe per family. In all government, this is all government debt, all private debt, all corporate debt currently outstanding. 700 G's. And that is currently, that is not any kind of future obligation. And if you take the producer price index, the rate of inflation at 5.5%, adding a risk premium of about 2.5%, financing this debt legitimately would cost us somewhere around 8% in interest annually. Sitting down, 56 G's in interest annually per family. We are broke. That is the definition of bankruptcy. Broke with a capital B. All right, about 23 in front of 11. Let's head to, here's Josh in Lexington, 700 WLW.
How's it going, Darryl?
Okay, Josh, what's up with you?
Not much. I'm driving back home from Lexington. Just filled up my gas tank for $3.77 a gallon. It's pretty nice.
$3.77.
Yep.
And as you head north, it gets more expensive.
Yeah, I know that little thing, but that's all I know about gas.
All right,
you
buddy.
Can go down south if you can make that trip.
Okay, man.
Right.
Take care. In fact, Rob writes on my Facebook page, I was behind a lady at a gas station yesterday. She bought 4 packs of cigarettes and a pop. The total was $24. She said, "Give me $10 on pump 5," and complained about how high gas prices were. Oh man, he says my head was about to explode. Where are the priorities? I can't imagine paying the cost of smoking today. Hey, look, if you want to smoke, go ahead and do it. But man, the taxes in that are incredible as well. Here's Bill in Middletown, 700 WLW.
Yes, I'd like to make a comment. The problems we got with our economic situation as it is right now, naturally everybody knows we got a government here that's not being run right. And also, the American people have nobody to blame but themselves.
Correct.
Years ago, they started buying all these foreign stuff. And at one time, the only thing you could buy from Japan was toys and stuff like that. And if you look back, people didn't really like them. But anyway...
no, you know what, Bill, there was a perception. I remember as a kid, and I was a little kid, if the label said made in Japan, that meant cheap. And
right.
This is going back in, and I was a little kid in the late 60s, early 70s. So, I mean, it meant cheap. If you went into a Kmart, or at that time it was called Kresge's, I mean, if it said made in Japan, cheap. But
yep.
But over the years, what has happened is, and there's a lot. We've talked about this. If you have a chance, and people are not being honest with themselves, Bill, because if you have a chance to buy an American-made, let's use a TV set, for example, an American-made TV set that's $1,000, or a comparable TV set that's made in Korea, or it's made in Japan, or Taiwan, or China, or somewhere in the Far East that is $450, you're going to take the $450 every time.
Well, naturally, but that's the way the economy is today. But the American people put themselves in this bind by buying all this foreign stuff. We've got people out here that rather buy a Japanese-made or a Chinese-made, Mexico-made vehicle than to feed their own kids. Matter of fact, those same people probably have a bunch of pets in the house and think more of the pets than they do their kids.
Well, I think that's a little, Bill, I think that's a little extreme. But let me ask, what kind of car do you drive?
General Motors.
All right. What kind of TV set do you have?
Well, I've got a Magnavox, but
a Magnavox?
Magnavox.
Was that black and white?
Well, it's an older one. It's color, and it's lasted a long time. And but I got several TVs. They're foreign.
Right.
And the only reason I have them is because of my grandkids when they come over. But I don't watch TV that much, and I do listen to the radio.
Good.
But
well,
I've got some old radios, the old tube-type radios. They sound better than the new ones today.
Sure.
All this electronic. But the American people are going to have to find values within themselves and within their country.
Yeah, part of the problem, Bill, is we live in a global economy today. Dave writes to D. Parks at 700 WLW in regards to my comments about GM. He says, Darryl, GM also sells more cars outside of the U.S. and makes more money outside the U.S., which is true. In fact, the biggest brand in China is Buick. That's what the Chinese market wants, Buicks. Why make a car in the U.S. and then ship it to China to sell? Transportation costs make that unaffordable. Well, why is it that we could, for instance, buy refrigerators so cheap that are made in South Korea? Transportation costs are figured in there. Now, we know employment costs are, in many cases, lower in countries like Korea, and also the cost of manufacturing because of government recommendations or government laws are less in many of those countries as well. But transportation costs really don't figure into it. It's 18 in front of 11. 513-749-7000, the number here into the bunker. 700 W. 7-6, the final last night at Great American Ballpark. Reds losers to the Marlins. Tonight, game number 2 of the series. Marty and Jeff have the first pitch, 7:10 tonight. From the GABP, our coverage starts after Sports Talk with Ken Brew. Ken's on the air at 3:06, inside pitch, 6:06, here on the home of the Cincinnati Reds. Now the name calling begins. How am I... How am I in capital letters, a liberal because I am defending ExxonMobil? I'm being pro-capitalist. I'm defending the big oil company. What have I said that is liberal in that regard? Darryl, Ray writes in, he says, Darryl, you have gone liberal. The problem you are missing with the oil companies is you are entitling them with a percentage of revenue as profit. No, I'm not entitling anyone. Their business model states that they're going to make about 10% margins. And every oil company operates on about 10% margins. If you go back in history, just go back in history over quarters. Go to the first quarter of 2011. Go to the fourth quarter of 2010. Go through 2010. Go to 2009, 2008, 2007. Their margins are going to be between 9 and 10%. You figure it out each quarter, and that's what it is. I mean, Ray, to your point, do you have a problem when you go and buy a pack of smokes, if you smoke, that Philip Morris is making 22% profit on that pack of smokes? How about when you go and buy a needed drug, a prescription drug, any kind of pharmaceutical? Do you have a problem with Eli Lilly making 20% margins? The oil company, in this case, Exxon, this past quarter, made 9.3% margins, which is dead on with their business model. The more money they take in sales, the more money they spend. The margin has not varied much. I mean, it's tenths of a percentage each and every quarter. And if you figure it out for BP, or you figure it out for Shell, which also came out this week, or Marathon, it's normally around 10%. And on top of that, many people are, you can look at, you can complain, you can be upset that gasoline costs $4.15 a gallon. Really, I'm upset about it too. Someone I work with here said to me the other day, they have a big pickup truck, and he said they were filling up the tank, and the credit card cut off at $75. He was unaware that the credit card was going to cut off at that amount of money. And I said, well, that's a credit card. And I said, that was recently raised a number of months ago. We all are upset about gasoline prices. Believe me, I am totally PO'd every time I drive by a gasoline station in the morning and it says that gasoline prices are, let's say, $3.89 a gallon. You drive by in the afternoon, it's $4.15 a gallon. I am totally PO'd. I'm with you. But why not complain about the taxes on it, which range anywhere depending on where you are, between 40 and 60 cents per gallon? How am I being liberal? When you don't know, Ray, I don't mean to embarrass you here, but when you don't know what to say, you have to revert to name calling. Liberal! All right. 10 before 11, 700 WL. 700 WLW. Eric Dieter's on the air at 12:06 today. Oh, is he going to apologize for the whole birther stance? All right, now I'm going to be a liberal, Raymond. By the way, did you happen to see Lawrence O'Donnell on MSNBC? I saw the video online. The guy just melts down with some guest that was pro-birther and the whole movement. Man, Lawrence. You can't let anger take over. Eric's on the way. 12:06 today, 700 WLW. The Bulldog for about 3 hours. All right. Joe is in Madeira. Joe, 700 WLW.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but you are completely liberal now. I don't know what's going on with this station, but I think it has
I'm
something to do with
completely
you.
liberal. How am I liberal?
Open your mouth every day, and I hear it. That's all I hear out of you. You've changed.
I'm liberal.
The whole station's changed.
The whole station's liberal?
Changed.
And Willie is Union Brother Willie now?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. I'm not going to listen to you guys anymore because of this crap. You need to change back to your old ways.
Okay, Joe. Okay.
You did it?
Okay, Joe. Okay.
I'm the Emperor of America.
Okay,
I'm the Emperor of America.
Joe.
I'm the Emperor of America.
We'll see you, buddy. Okay.
I'm the Emperor of America.
Hey,
I got it.
Anything else, Joe? Why are you whispering, Joe?
I'm the Emperor of America.
And why are you calling from Dayton? You're not in America. America. You're calling. It says Madeira, but you're calling from Dayton.
I'm the Emperor of America.
You're in for America?
I am the Emperor of America.
Oh!
Gotcha.
I got you. You got to stop whispering. You're the Emperor of America.
I'm the Emperor of America.
Okay. Who gave you that title?
My dog.
Your
Snakebite
dog.
did. Yes,
Your dog. So you're like
Snakebite.
Son of Sam.
My dog Snakebite. No, I'm
Snakebite.
not Son of Sam.
You're not Son of Sam. See, Son of Sam, if you remember, got a lot of messages from his dog as well.
That's right, but I'm not getting those kind of messages.
Okay, the Emperor of America.
That's right.
Okay.
My dog Snakebite.
Snakebite, dog, Emperor of America. I got it. I got it written down. All right, Joe.
All right. Now you need to change your ways.
See you. Okay, bye. Mark in Cincinnati, 700 WLW.
Hey, Darryl.
Okay, how you doing, Mark?
I think that guy needs to stop sniffing glue so early on Saturday.
Well, you know, I have never thought that much of myself that I would give myself, or at least be delusional to think that my dog would give me the title of Emperor of America. But okay.
Well, I get to follow an emperor. I don't know. I hope I do well here. Hard act to follow. No, I was going to tell you, you're talking about margins in casinos. I happen to work at one of the local casinos.
No, I didn't bring up margins. I was talking about margins in oil companies.
Well, margins in general, profit margins in general. After all said and done, the casino profit margins after everybody, local, especially state and federal, is about 1.9 cents of the dollar.
In a casino, it's 2%.
That's it.
That doesn't surprise me.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're making money, but it's,
but that doesn't surprise me.
Everybody's got their hands in the till.
You know, people think that, for instance, even like Kroger, that a supermarket's margins are just huge, and Kroger's margins are less than 2%.
I think they're like 0.8 to 0.9, I believe.
No, it's a little bit higher than that. It's less than 2%. It's over 1%. But but these companies operate on certain business models. You'd be shocked if I ever one day cracked and told you how much profit a radio station makes. You'd be shocked.
Yeah, I just wanted to pass that along.
You'd be shocked. All right, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, take care, Mark. Eric Dieters, 12:06 today here on the big one. I think he's going to talk about Donald Trump and get behind Donald Trump as president. Okay. And remember, Donald Trump will be announcing on Celebrity Apprentice whether he's going to run or not, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks on that TV show. It's all about ratings and revenue. This is the home of the Cincinnati Reds, 700 WL.